Welcome back to the channel. I don't know why I paused. I don't know why I paused. So today's video we're watching where are Odd Futures members now. If you didn't know, amid all this Kendrick Drake stuff, I'm a fan of both of those guys. I listen to both their music, but my favorite artist is Tyler the Creator. I grew up watching Tyler. Just a little short stuff. I grew up watching Tyler, Lord of Squad, Odd Future, Wolfgang, Kill Them All. Listen to the ciphers. Listen to every album Tyler's put out. I don't know if you can see behind me, but that's Wolf, a special edition of Wolf by Nyad. It came with the pink vinyls and stuff like that, and Goblin behind me. So it's gonna be dope to see where they are now. Like Earl, Taco, I know they doing their thing. L doing his shit. Like everybody doing good. You know what I mean? Hopefully.
Odd Future was supposed to be unstoppable. Exploding out of Southern California, these rebellious teenagers took hip-hop by storm with one of the biggest cult followings in the genre's history.
What are you saying in your lyrics?
Nothing to piss old white people off like you.
Is that
Fucking
right?
love Tyler,
But in
bro.
2015,
And one thing I would add, let me adjust the volume for the video. One thing I add, the reason I think I genuinely fuck with Tyler is because when Goblin dropped, I was 11, and it was like a lot of shock value music. And what I love about Tyler is as he got older, his music matched his maturity. And I think a lot of artists that we grew up listening to, we don't listen to as much because their music fit their time period, the time period of your life at that moment. Whereas I feel like Tyler music graduated with him. And I think that's why a lot of people who are core Tyler fans really fuck with Tyler, is because his music changed as he changed. And a lot of artists can't do that. A lot of artists are only here for a time period, or trap was out when SoundCloud rappers was going insane. A lot of them SoundCloud rappers, we don't really hear from that much no more. Like, we really don't. Like you got to be able to fit the time. And then also in that time period, build a core fan base. A fan base that care about you. Not just the music, not just the shit you're doing. You have to build a core fan base of people who fuck with you for being you. And that's what Tyler did. Our Future did as well. Earl did as well. Like, people who genuinely fuck with you. So no matter what you do, no matter what you try, you have people that's always going to back you. And that's what I'm trying to do here. Like, on my YouTube channel. Find people who genuinely fuck with me. Like, I don't need 1 million subscribers. I don't need nothing like that. I just want people who genuinely fuck with me. And once you build that, bro, there's nothing you can't do, bro.
a tweet from its founder revealed that they went their separate ways. And while some of the crew's members have flourished or have taken an interesting path through the entertainment world, others have pretty much fallen off the face of the earth. My name is Luesta, and today we're gonna investigate what happened to Odd Future's members and where they are today. So let's start with the man who launched the whole thing in the first place and also officially declared its demise to the world. Back when he was still just a nerd-obsessed teenager.
When it was an Oker, it was like, no more F, Golf beat a set.
With
My
a dream,
accolades came
Tyler
from my
wanted
neck.
to make a collective of creatives, but originally, he imagined them all working together on a magazine. Instead, he found something much more impactful to the culture.
It didn't come to fruition, the magazine I wanted. We became this thing called Odd Future.
With that, Odd Future Wolfgang Kill Them All was born, and for a span of around 8 years, they captivated hip-hop with their unhinged lyrics, youthful energy, and unique style. But like they say, all good things come to an end. And soon, Tyler, like many in the crew, wanted to move past the provocative lyrics he was known for, and all the antics that got him literally banned from countries like the UK and Australia.
I remember that,
accused
bro.
of starting
Bro,
violence or something?
it was like, yeah.
I remember this shit too, because there was like, I think they popped out of nowhere and they rushed, and I think people lost their lives, and I'm not mistaken. People died in this, and then Tyler got banned from some shit. Man, this shit is crazy.
I was like promoting violence and racism and homophobia.
So, after the crew hadn't released anything as a unit since 2012's The OF Tape Volume 2, and had all began focusing on solo projects, Tyler decided to officially clarify that the group had disbanded in 2015 in a cryptic message from his Twitter reading, "Although it's no more, those 7 letters are forever." Since leaving OF behind, Tyler has gone on a massive creative and personal journey. Once accused of being homophobic, T made the bold step of coming out as bisexual on 2017's Flower Boy
Flower Boy.
record.
Ah, that
Since
shit
then,
was
he's continued to
beautiful.
fine-tune his own unique sound, winning back-to-back Grammys for Igor and Call Me If You Get Lost. Now among the most respected artists in the game, Tyler not only has his own Gold Le Fleur fashion line, but is now collaborating with a new range for Louis Vuitton. Reflecting back on their chaotic days in OF, Tyler thinks that the level
Bro, I'm sorry, bro, but to see somebody go from being a shock value to being a Grammy winner, Grammy nominated person, bro, that shit is beautiful, bro. To say you were there from the beginning it makes it even better, bro. To just see the changes, bro. And it's like you looking at him like a proud family member, bro, because it's like you've seen everything. You've seen the evolution, bro. You've seen when he was about to quit. You feel me? When he fell in love with music, and then when he found the love for it again, and then the music changed, and then he changed, bro. It's just such a beautiful thing to be able to say I witnessed, bro. Shit is beautiful.
of
Man.
controversy they generated would have been impossible to sustain a career with today, since our society is way more sensitive.
Would Odd Future have made it in 2021?
Fuck no.
No, we came at the right time where you could still be crazy. You could still
Fuck
be a kid
no,
and
bro.
fuck up. You could still have satire. You could still allow people to have a conversation, even if you disagreed. Right now, it's crazy. And I was just thinking about, like, man, I've done so much ill shit in this 10-year span, whether it's the festival or like the shit I have coming, or the last 2 years
bro.
have just been ill. And I'm like, yo, what if they got me out of here in 2011?
Despite the fact that it's long gone and he's now at the most successful stage of his career, Tyler still has fond memories of his days in OF. And even though he's the creator, he can fully recognize the important role they played in his growth.
I can't say I had the illest crew that trusted my ideas and my visions. I had cheerleaders, true cheerleaders. But the main thing is I believed in myself when no one was with me at all. When I didn't even really know what the was gonna go down, I was my biggest cheerleader that I could have
Dog
possibly
shit, bro.
been.
That's fire,
While he's
bro.
flourishing more than ever today, people still occasionally ask Tyler about the possibility of an OF reunion. And while he never says never, he does think that some things are better left alone. While Tyler has a lot of nostalgia for his time in OF, one man who has had a more complex relationship with that period in his career is Earl Sweatshirt. Thrust into the limelight before he even left school, Earl was an incredible lyricist from the gate, and his project Earl really made some major waves online. But his time in OF would be brought to an abrupt halt when his mom sent him away to Samoa to attend a reform school. When he eventually returned, fans were ecstatic to see him back and that his pen game hadn't diminished at all. But Earl's mom's distaste for the crew threatened to drive a wedge between them.
I don't know
remember
what
all
it
this.
is. Like, it can't be because she thinks like drinking or doing drugs or anything. Because I never had a sip of alcohol in my life, and I don't smoke or do anything.
I remember
so
this,
you can't
bro.
blame me for that. For some reason, she thinks I'm a bad influence on her kid, but he's doing pretty good right now. I totally do not understand it.
On his 2013 solo project Doris, Earl enlisted a lot of the OF crew on the track listing, but since then, he's never had any of them feature on his projects. And when Tyler declared OF dead, Earl seemed almost resentful of their fans. No sympathy for male virgins who are still in their feelings about Tyler pointing out and solidifying the obvious. To all Odd Future runoff, save yourself years of embarrassment and stop dressing like an Easter basket. Talk to some bitches. Now more associated with the
trust me,
Slums
daddy.
Collective and rappers like Mike and Wiki more than OF, Earl has almost ran from the success and tried to avoid the same kind of energy that Odd Future brought him during those early days. In fact, it even determines how he picks his collaborators to this day.
I think because of Beaver Pitch, that the OF stuff was that, Free Earl stuff, a lot of decisions that I made about who I was gonna work with and be around were kind of based on like
Why you got so many necklaces?
safety and like chillness.
Bro,
and
this
Al
shit was
has
such-
always made the thing real chill.
Chill,
You know what I
smooth,
mean?
and,
He's
uh,
extremely not a celebrity producer. You know what I mean? He's not like, there's not a whole bunch going on.
no.
It's just real solid work ethic.
As for him and Tyler, the former Earl Wolf rhyming partners may be two different artists today, but they still have a ton of respect for one another.
You talk to Tyler, it's like, bro, you hear these chords? Literally loves chords. This is flexing on you with a bridge. Like that's his favorite. He's like, bro, like, do you hear this bridge?
Yeah.
It's like, it's different schools, bro. It's different schools.
While he has
Bro.
often seemed to want to put the OF era behind him, it's interesting that he actually prompted the biggest Odd Future reunion in years at the
Bro,
Doris
bro.
10th anniversary show.
Bro, when I seen this shit, bro, like eyes got teary, bro. Can you imagine growing up with these people seeing them like not really be around each other anymore, at least in the public eye. And then seeing them like get back to, bro, that shit made my heart full. Like the little 11-year-old Marquise was so fucking happy, bro.
Although Earl managed to get basically everyone who featured on the project back for the show, apart from the late Mac Miller, one longtime member of Odd Future who wasn't in attendance was none other than Frank Ocean. But these days, should we really be surprised?
These niggas, this Odd Future was so fucking legendary, bro.
Frank Ocean is a New
Frank is out the
Orleans-born
closet,
singer-slash-songwriter who might be
alcoholic.
seen as one of the most influential artists of the 21st century today, but that wasn't always the case. In fact, when he first moved to Los Angeles, Frank has said that meeting Odd Future was crucial to reviving his desire to make music. From there, he released Nostalgia Ultra, his first mixtape under the Frank Ocean name, and the rest was history. From Channel Orange to Endless and Blonde, Frank has dropped nothing but classics. Along the way, Frank, who famously carried his hard drives with him while making Blonde so that nobody could leak it, even managed to finesse the whole music industry.
He had a deal and he didn't put out an album in 4 years. And with his deal, he literally figured out how to get 20 million from Lucien Grange, drop his deal, figure out how to make the funds apply to a whole nother album, give him a bullshit album, get out his deal all in one round. Do you know how embarrassed the record industry was? Do you know how hard they've been whipping artists since then? That man figured out how to finesse the record industry.
The
People don't talk about
finessers,
that.
bro.
Between pulling that heist off and the quality of his music, Frank could do no wrong for a long time. But that has changed recently, as he was pretty heavily critiqued after he was paid $8 million for 2 Coachella headline sets, only to deliver one pretty half-baked show and leave.
Regardless of all these accomplishments and how much people adore Frank Ocean, that should not make him feel entitled to wasting people's time in the way I feel he did with this performance. Frank is kind of like the musical equivalent of playing hard to get, but with his fans, and ironically enough, kind of needs them to support the career. You are wasting hundreds, if not thousands of dollars to attend Coachella. You should not defend a subpar performance.
Accused of scamming his fans with that performance, his Homer jewelry line claims that he didn't fulfill merch orders, leaving Frank with a bit of a bad sentiment around him at the moment. But as we know, it'll probably only take one album for all of that to be forgiven.
Yeah, bro.
On the subject of
Can you imagine Frank drop? Bro, Frank Ocean drop, bro. Oh. If we get a Frank Ocean dropped before we get GTA 6, bro, that should be fucking insane. Bro, can you imagine the world with a Frank Ocean album? Can you just imagine, like, after all this Kendrick Drake shit, we just get a Frank Ocean album to just like, shit, we just went to war. We just had to listen to all these bars. We had to listen to all this. And then we could just fall on this soft pillow that would be a Frank Ocean pal and just go, like, just put your headphones on and lay on your bed, look at the fucking ceiling, and just zone the fuck out to some Frank Ocean, bro. The world needs that right now, especially with all the shit going on, all the fucking wars and shit, all the things you gotta look out for now. Like, the world needs something like that. Just a music to take you away from your current situation, bro. There's not a lot of music like that. Like, music you put on and it's like you in a whole nother world, bro. The world needs shit like that, bro.
Forgiveness, one man who had to make peace with what happened after Odd Future disbanded is Haji Beats. Technically the first Odd Future member to drop a project for the crew, as the Dina tape came out, Haji was a member of Mellow Hype with Left Brain, and Mellow High alongside Left and Damo Genesis. Always seen as one of the better MCs in the crew, Haji had unlimited potential to break out on his own after OF started coming apart at the seams. But instead of getting better, he got bitter, and things exploded at the 2015 OF Carnival. Despite being on the bill, he was unhappy with Tyler in terms of how he treated them since they disbanded. They treat us like we're disposable. Haji, Dom, Left, Mike G. Where Earl go? Call me jealous. Don't call my phone. Tyler is a fraud. And what should have been a celebratory
Question. This
call me
part
jealous.
right here.
Don't call my phone.
Is this where Tyler got call me if you get lost? Like, this just me thinking, bro. You think Tyler, like, cause like I know Tyler's petty as shit. Do you think call me if you get lost came from this shit, bro?
Tyler is a fraud. And what should have been a celebratory day, Tyler instead faced getting dissed by his friend while watching his set from the side of the stage. Later during the set, Tyler roached the whole thing.
Damo was on Call Me If You Get Lost.
Friends out, and niggas gonna come foul, and you know who the I'm talking about, nigga. And yes, it's getting real. I love you though.
For years since then, Haji has moved in and out of the music world. And most recently, he revealed that he's now going under the name Jerry as opposed to Haji and wants to completely rebrand in a new direction. Absent from Doris' anniversary show, where much of the crew linked back up, people assumed that he and Tyler must have still had tensions. But according to him, that was squashed a long time ago and was more about his own personal demons than the Goblin rapper.
Beef with Tyler, I more so had beef with myself, and I just projected it. So
then that kind of takes away from what I mean, probably Tyler's still petty. But I like this answer, though. I love this answer, bro. I love the maturity in people, bro. Like, I love this shit right here, bro. Like, being mad at the world and then understanding, whether it's weeks, months, even years later, that you weren't mad at the world, you was mad at yourself. And as you were mad at yourself, the world became your enemy because you didn't know how to deal with yourself. So how would you going to deal with the world, bro? Like, that shit, bro. I love people that can do that, bro.
I never actually had a
some grown
real
man shit,
problem
bro.
with T. Like, just, I don't even know what I'm saying, but that's just for, like, it's just on record. Like, I've never had a problem with really anyone. Problem that I had was myself. And I found myself in other people, and I didn't like myself for that.
Claiming now that Haji was the persona rather than the real him, Jerry has had major problems with alcohol during his run at the top with OF. And as a result, he now says he only found himself at the age of 29.
I was wilding, and I had a fun time doing it, but it's like it wasn't the essence of who I truly am. That became a part of me that was inauthentic to my true self. So I mean, a lot of it was a blur. Like, I found, who it is that I am today 2 years ago.
Where Haji had to wrestle with his identity for years after leaving OF, one of the crew's elite rappers, who has remained himself all the way through, is Damo Genesis. Known as the stoner to Tyler's straight edge leader of the crew, Damo's weed-infused rhymes made him a fan favorite in the squad. Where Haji was left enraged by how things went down, Damo thought OF splitting up was just a natural byproduct of them getting older.
Yo, with your friends, like, there'll be friends that you grow out of, and then there'll be friends that you bump heads with. But at the end of the day, like, if you can stay grounded, like, cause I'm pretty sure you argue with your friends all the time and stuff
all
like that.
All the time,
if you
bro.
Be able to argue with them and squash it the next day, that's just family shit,
No, for real, that's some real shit, though. That is some real shit. Like, my best friend, bro, we go at it all the fucking time, bro. Like, legit, bro. We like a married couple, bro. This shit is fucking hilarious how we talk to each other, bro. Like, we'll be like, yo, fuck you, bro. You a bitch. And then the next conversation, bro, you ate, bro. Like, you good. Like, you feel me? Like, that's just real friendship, bro. That's fire, though.
Everybody grows up and does different things, and there's nothing wrong with that. We acknowledge that. We're like, yo, like, there's nothing wrong with what you're doing. I just say, just don't lose track of everybody being family.
As for when it was time to go solo, Damo used the crew's leading star as the blueprint for what to do and what not to do.
Well, I got a chance to see Tyler do it first solo successfully. So I got to see what he did wrong and what he did correct and bounce off of that. And I would hope, like, and I always told the group, like, you guys need to take advantage of the example that was set, because whether you want to take those footsteps or not, you can mold your own into that just from seeing it happen before. So I'm just grateful for that.
Even with the backing of Columbia and features from Mac Miller and Anderson .Paak, Damo's major label debut ended at number 110 on the Billboard charts. Although this probably wasn't the splash he hoped it to be, he stayed on his grind and was actually the last OF member to collaborate with Tyler when he showed up on Call Me If You Get Lost's Manifesto. Recently, he shared his acclaimed mixtapes like No Idols with The Alchemist and Red Corolla on Spotify, making long-term fans happy to finally have these on streaming services. All in all, Damo still has a lot of support behind him in his career, but he hasn't ever reached the heights he could have. While for OF's former DJ Sid the Kid, she probably exceeded the expectations that anyone expected of her. The sister of Odd Future's Taco, Sid's home studio is where Tyler and the crew literally recorded their early material, while for her, it provided an early education.
I was really inspired working with Odd Future. At the time, like,
bro,
I was
elite, bro. Elite. Because then you had Sid, Then Sid joined the internet, and then the internet had Steve Lacy, bro. Oh my, dog, you don't understand the time that we were in, bro. The time that we were in, bro. Where like everybody was just putting out good music. Everybody was just having a time, bro. It wasn't competition. Motherfuckers was just happy to make music, happy to tour, happy to go places, bro. Shit, bro. I wish we had times like this again,
beats,
bro.
But I wouldn't play them for anybody. I'd come in the studio and Left Brain would be making like 3 beats at the same time. And I was like, yo, this is tight. Like, I'm gonna try that. I'd come in and Tyler would be making a beat real quick, you know? And I would just take notes. Like, okay, he did that. Okay, that's dope. For the most part, I just realized what I actually wanted to do.
After acting as the group's DJ on tour, she and OF's Matt Martians launched their own neo-soul group called The Internet, where the Shy Girl suddenly took center stage. Over the years, they have become a beloved group in their own right, and they even helped to launch the career of Steve Lacy. And their last project landed at number 28 on the billboards. In the meantime, she also dropped 2 Much Love solo albums, and even helped to write Beyonce's Plastic Off the Sofa. While Sid has managed to take what she learned from OF and move on to better things, the same cannot be said for Mike G, a rapper who joined the clique after he messaged Tyler on MySpace to ask if he could make a chopped and screwed remix of the original Odd Future tape. Mike was always a traditional MC in a non-traditional group, but his skills on the mic really made him stand out on tracks like Forest Green on the OF tape Volume 2, with fans commenting things like, Mike G does not get enough credit in Odd Future. He's so sick. It's clear that he had a ton of potential to form a lane on his own, but since then, he's never really managed to take off at all and released music to very minimal impact. As a result, he still claims OF even when no one else does. Considering he still performed at Camp Flog Gnaw 2023, it's obvious that he's still cool with the crew. But in an interview at the event, he suggested he maybe had some lingering regrets about getting complacent or coasting on the OF name.
If you are following in my footsteps, work harder, just keep going.
Recently, he's continued to drop music, but the videos are barely cracking 100.
Bro, wait, hold up.
Just keep going.
Bro looks like a mixture of Kendrick Lamar. Now he looks like a mixture of Kendrick Lamar and Brandon Ingram, bro. Just like look at
Recently,
at it,
he's continued to drop music, but the videos are barely cracking 100 to 1,000 views. In Mike G's case, those days in the company of Tyler and the rest of OF.
I'm not gonna hold you until like you said, when he was at Flog Gnaw, I didn't know he was still rapping, bro. I didn't know. Like when he said Mike G, bro, I was like, oh shit. He's one of the names that you forget about, bro. He's one of the names.
Cast a heavy shadow over his career since. But he's not the only one, and the producer/rapper Left Brain experienced something similar. One half of Mellow Hype with Haji Beats, Left Brain always had a fanfare from the audience who loved the beats he made, but there has been a sense that he was underutilized. In the years since he left OF, Left Brain formed the Mind Gone Collective, where he worked with people like Shoreline Mafia and Larry June, as well as Remy Banks from New York. Along the way, he had big and likely surprising ambitions.
I want to work with 6ix9ine, Tekashi 6ix9ine. He's all on the billboards, and really now, I feel like as a producer, I need a plaque. I need something on the wall.
You gotta get up, even with all the controversy.
I want to work with him. I like him for sure, but I just want to start working with billboard artists, big artists.
Nigga, he was working with Tyler.
But like Mike G, moving on from OF has been tough, and he's been left struggling to handle the influence they had as he got older.
With me, I feel like we all really just coming to grasp with it. Just noticing, realizing like the younger kids and our influence. Cause you know, we all like 30 now. Tyler just turned 31, I think. Me, I'm just now, I kind of haven't until like last year. Cause we come up like y'all. We just doing shit and now that's just coming to fruition. And we getting older, we realizing the impact.
After 5 years of lying dormant, the Mind Gone YouTuber has now sprung back into life in 2024. But to say that audiences aren't checking for it would be an understatement. While the rappers and producers of the group's fortunes have really varied wildly, those crew members who have moved into the acting and entertainment world after getting their first taste of it on the Loiter Squad have all made major moves. In the case of Travis Taco Bennett, he somehow went from being Tyler's touring DJ to an actor with a recurring role on Lil Diggy's FX show, Dave. Meanwhile, Liano Boyce, otherwise known as El-Boy, is now best known for his character as Marcus on the award-winning series The Bear. To be 10 years removed from that now, I would have never predicted that this is where I would end up, Boyce told Esquire. Esquire. It's crazy. Sometimes people will connect the dots. You were this person, and now you're this person, and see that I've been in their life longer than they realize. But it's a cool thing that, as a core group of friends, we can still grow at the same pace, just parallel. I still talk to Tyler, Taco, and Jasper. It's a unique, rare thing that I'm very grateful for. He's not joking either. To this day, people are still gradually realizing who he is, and think that maybe there's even callbacks to OF in the script.
Oh yeah.
Leon Boyce, the man who plays Marcus, is actually from a group called Odd Future, and I don't think it's a coincidence that his specialty is donuts. Then there's Jasper the Dolphin. Best known for his hilarious one-liners and love of Miley Cyrus during the OF days, Jasper isn't an actor per se, but more so a personality. First, he was in Jasper and Arrow's First Time, where he went around trying crazy things in a show on Viceland. But with that show being produced by Dick House, the team behind Jackass, who also worked on Loiter Squad, they soon recruited him for the new generation of Jackass and led to his big screen debut.
Well, initially I was nervous, but as soon as we got that first test shoot going, everybody was so comfortable, open hands, welcoming. So it was cool. Like, it was no weirdness or you're new. It was just simply just a great bond, just happened instantly like that.
It's so.
In my footsteps.
It's so dope. It's so dope to see motherfuckers you grew up watching, for the most part, for most of them, succeed and be happy in what they're doing. And even if it wasn't what they thought they were going to do, it ended up being great for them, man. And it's just it's so dope to see like these people, bro. Since I was 11 years old, watching these motherfuckers do the craziest shit ever. And you're 11 years old, mind you. Goblin came out in 2011. And you're looking up to these motherfuckers doing the craziest shit. They're just doing the craziest shit all the time. And as you get older, you understand that shit is not, you can't do that shit forever. And for them to mature, well, some of them to mature and understand, we can't do this shit forever, and then find different routes, and even in their different routes, finding success is so dope. It's so dope to see, bro, because these guys, are forever a part of my childhood, are forever a part of my taste in music. So much, Tyler has put me on, Earl has put me on to so much music, bro. The samples they use. Every time I hear a new sample in Tyler's music, every time I hear a new sample in Earl's music, I go back and I try to find the original music, the original song, so I can listen to the song, so I can see how that song was. You know what I mean? I feel like a lot of people listen to the samples, but people don't even know who the samples are. They just know it's a sample because it sounds like an old song. But my taste in music came from these motherfuckers, and it's just so dope. And I can't talk enough about how happy I am that all of them are succeeding. Yeah, this is just dope, bro. This is the inner kid, the inner 11-year-old Marquise is just glowing right now. So I appreciate you for watching. Thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you next time. Peace.